Hello, friends. I'm gonna play this, and I think. Ooh, hang on. Good. I think I'm gonna aim for a deathless run, maybe an Iron Man run, whatever you want to call it. I don't know exactly if I'm going to do that or not. Originally, I had intended to... Oop, hang on. There we go. Originally, I had intended to do this as like a thing where I talk about life instead of the game so that people can watch this while they're at work and stuff like that, but I'm not going to do that necessarily. Because it's not necessarily natural to me to talk that way. And I'm real tired, and I'm real sore, so I figure I might as well play this. I literally just recorded a different episode of this where I was doing this exact thing. And I recorded for like an hour and a half. And then when I stopped recording, I found out that the disc was too full. And so it stopped recording at some point, so I just cleared the whole disc out. So those files are all just completely gone. So whatever. I'm so tired. But I like this game. I like this game. I like this game a lot. And I'd like to think I'm good at this game. But we'll see. We will find out together, friends. Ow, he did end up hitting me. Alright, all solved. My foot has an arrow in it. I don't know how he shot me in the foot from that distance, but that's fine. Oh boy. Ooh. It's been a long day. It's been a mess of a day. It's been a whole thing. Today has been. So I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna enjoy doing this. I'm gonna ignore a lot of rules that I normally have. So normally, when I do this, I do a no poise, long sword type thing. But depending on the circumstances, I may or may not use pyromancies. But I always pick the pyromancer anyway, because the pyromancer is just the best. I think I'm gonna try and still do the same type of content, so I may not end up doing a deathless run, but either way, I'm gonna, we're gonna find out. Either way, I'm getting rid of my poise rules, because trying to talk, whether I end up doing this deathless or not, trying to talk about not the game and worry about like poison stuff is it's just too much. There's like a lot of little things you've got to pay attention to, and maybe I will. I don't know. I was like super committed to this idea, and then I suddenly wasn't. So we'll see. He was gonna break my little platform I was sitting on. That would have been bad. This guy's actually not that bad, even if you do end up fighting with your fists, but he's not worth fighting with your fists. Because you don't get enough out of it. But now he's dead, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, that one. Excellent. The more humanity you have, the more your item discovery goes up, so the easier it is to find objects. I am still going to do a longsword build like I normally do. And for the moment I'm going to talk about life, because there's a lot of things that have happened today. You're having trouble there, dog. Because, so basically how today has gone has been interesting. And if it sounds like I'm talking as though there was a video before this, that is because I have actually tried to do this repeatedly and even uploaded the first episode of this differently onto a different channel like a few weeks ago. But I decided I didn't like the quality of those videos, and I didn't like the name, and I wasn't going to have the URL not match the name that I was using, so I made this one instead. Because it made sense to me. So I did that. I might want to get a storage straight sword here, but the problem is if I am aiming for a deathless run, then getting a storage straight sword will anger the bean that's over here. But it is a divine weapon. But it might be better to just make a divine longsword instead. I don't know. There is a way of getting it all and, like, not having to deal with him being angry, but I know I can get that object, so I just get it. But so I'm doing this because I was supposed to be at work today, and I did go to work. I did. I was at work. Very briefly. And the reason it was so brief... Oh, no. Okay. I made it. I'm good. I am good. That was close. The reason I am here instead of at work doing this is, one, I think work is now over. But two, I was... Oops. No shit, it doesn't move. I was at the hospital literally last night because I was doing yard work, and I have this like big pile of wood outside of my house from some trees I've chopped down, and like vines and stuff. So everything's kind of interwoven together, and so I was getting a hold of all the stuff to like move it. I was trying to like leverage a log to lift things off of another log because I wanted the other log, and I don't know why he didn't aggro, but he didn't, and that's good for me, so I'm gonna take it. I'm definitely overweight. I'm not overweight? Wild. But so I was like trying to I leveraged this one log up, and I set it on my shoulder because I wanted this other log beneath it because it was drier and so it would burn easier. And I was trying to burn everything so that it all went away. And I wasn't really looking at what I was standing on, but I was standing on, I guess, a cinder block and like some of the other wood bits. And what happened... Oh boy. What's the difference in armor rating? The heavy boots are actually better even though they weigh... Are you serious? Is the leather stuff just... It's not entirely worse, but it is generally worse by a fair margin. Like that physical defense shift, I don't know if that's enough to offset the other defenses. So, I'm just gonna wear this stuff. Anyway. So I lifted this one log up, and I was standing on a cinder block and I guess some of the other wood. And I wasn't really paying attention because I wasn't all that concerned. I was just trying to get a log out from under it all. And so I set it on my shoulder. And I've been kind of real tired, dizzy. I get up real early for work. Or early for me. I get up at 5:30 every morning, and I generally don't go to bed too early because I'm not that kind of person. But what happened is that I slipped. I slipped on the log, or while I was holding the log. So I fell and I busted my shin on the thing. Did I not grab the humanity? I didn't. I'm a fool. I'm a fool. I didn't grab. I didn't. Alright, I'm rebooting my brain. Hang on. That's brain rebooting noise, in case you were wondering. You weren't. You didn't care. I'm talking to myself. No one cares. No one cares what I have to say. I'm nobody. Or, I'm something. That doesn't matter. Anyway. So, I slipped and I busted my shin on the cinder block. And dropped the log on my head. Now, my head was fine. It hurt a lot, but it was fine. But what wasn't fine was my shin, apparently. My shin was all messed up. And I do mean, like, all messed up. So, I ended up going to the hospital because it swelled up like 2 hours later. It's called a hematoma, which basically just means you got real bad swelling. That's my understanding of it. Might mean like blood clot or something. I don't know. It's fancy person words, and I'm not fancy person right now. But anyway, so who is that? Ooh, a night owl. Titanite shard. Nice. So I went and I got it looked at, and they were like, "Oh, you're fine. You just have a hematoma, but you'll be alright." So that's good. So then I got home, and I got to bed by like midnight, and I still got up at, goodbye. I love that it does just like delete him when he gets too close. Oh, here he comes again. And he gave up. Good, because I'm running past him. Bye! But I still went to work bright and early in the morning. I don't have to get up at 5:30 in the morning to get to work. I go in early. Like an hour and a half early. I could get up at 7 and still get to work on time. I don't do that. I wouldn't need... I'm a fool. I needed to go down that elevator. Hi, buddy. I was unaware that you don't reset. Ow! My head. Yum. Okay. I can take him pretty easily. It's just a matter of doing it. Because the fire does quite a bit. None of that. Unacceptable what you've done here. I blocked that? I was unaware that I could block that. Okay. No. None of that. Bad. Cool, now I can get the sword I wanted. Great. Shake it off. Part of why I'm doing this as well is to help wake me up, because I am super tired. It's been such a day. Because then, I got to work at early as fuck o'clock. Which is great, it's fine. I try to be punctual and on time and all this stuff. But then I got a call that my dogs, all the dogs, were left home alone with no one to watch them. Because the person who would normally take the problematic one couldn't take the problematic one. Because they also needed to go to the hospital. Suddenly. Because they had an issue. They got a boo-boo. And once they got the boo-boo, they had to leave. And I was like, shit. So I had to suddenly run home at like 7 in the morning. Or I ended up leaving work at like 7:40 because When I got the call, it was 7. And I was like, the dogs will be fine for a little bit. They will be fine for long enough for basically my manager to get there and for me to let him know that I'm going home and why I'm going home. And for everyone else to get there too, so that everyone else is like apprised of the situation. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to be nice to everyone, and I wanted to get an order out that I was working on. I'd been working on for a few days, and I wanted to make sure that it was done, and because all I needed was packaged and shipped. So I was like, okay, I'll just do all the things, and the dogs will be fine, and I will just leave as soon as this order is packaged and shipped out, and by then I should be able to let my boss know that I need to go home, and why, and yada yada yada. And then I don't technically have to let him know why. I don't even have to fill out the paperwork for it. There is paperwork to be filled out, but you don't even have to fill it out technically. I prefer to let everyone know what's going on, what's up, just in general, because that's just the kind of person that I am. I like to be considerate of others. But he wasn't there, so I just filled out the paperwork and I went home. And I let everyone else know to let him know. He was already aware that I had been at the hospital literally last night, and I told him I might not be in. And then I was in, and I was going to tell him that I was there, but everything, like, all of life just, like, fell apart very, very suddenly. So that was fun. It's been a fun time, all in all. I need to go get some stuff. Most notably, I need to go get the poise ring, because for what I'm doing, I'm definitely going to do a poise run, because I'm not going to try and think and game and talk and game and all this stuff. I can play this game with no poise without a whole ton of issue. As you have seen, I can sort of handle myself fairly decently, but I'm not going to try to deal with certain aspects of this game without poise. I needed to get some stuff that was down there, but I'll worry about it later, I guess. It's not a big deal anyway. I don't have enough. This isn't high enough damage. It's 12. And then it's 23, which is good, but it's not good enough. Not good enough. Oh well. I've got soul things I can use. I also have stuff. What do I have? I have Titanite shards already in my person, so that's good. And that'll take care of that. I'm not sure about the permadeath thing, because permadeath is fine and it's fun in its own way, but at the same time I don't necessarily have a whole lot of time all the time. It's very unique that I am here right now, and I'm only here because I had no other choice, and there are other things that I should be doing, and I'm not doing them. I'm not going to do them, so that's fine. Carcinoma, teratoma, and hematoma are all stuck in my brain right now. So, if you were wondering, you weren't. But if you were wondering, which you weren't, but if you were, now you know. Reinforce. Yeah. Plus stray longsword. I'm not gonna get myself killed. I'm better than that. Usually I like to save the soul items, but I'm binning that idea right now. I just want to get to where I need to be to do what I need to do. Usually I save them because if you save them, then you have an easier time later. Like, you can cover the distance if you have, or the difference, if you have, hold on. So I need 5. So get as many as you, oh, perfect. Excellent. You always need 9 Titanite shards. That worked out perfectly. And that increases my damage output way more than my scaling does. Because now my scaling... So the scaling on this is always a C, I believe. But it has better C. It gets a slightly higher C every time you improve it. And its base damage goes up. So now my base damage is 120, which will be enough to deal with, like, the adversaries around this area. And I actually want to go get the poise ring. So I'm going to go do that. Instead of going the way I was going, I'm going to go this way and I'm going to go get the poise ring. And I like using pyromancies because, as you can tell, they're really helpful for early game damage. It's really nice. Because you don't have to think. You can just be like, what do I do with this enemy? I don't know, hit it with a fireball. Okay. And then they die. If you're ever not sure what to do with an enemy, just throw fire at it. And it's not usually, like, excellent damage, but it's always at least tolerable damage, whereas your damage output at any given moment may be generally really bad. So you gotta be smart. You gotta be smart about that. But that's been my time today. It's been a lot. And then I had to go to the dump, which was fine because the dump is like 10 minutes away from here. The problem is that I needed to get $20 in cash out, and I forgot that I needed to get it. And I needed to get there before 4. I was like, okay, I will get there. I'll leave at 3:30, and I will easily get there on time. And I did end up getting there on time, just to inform you of the end of the story. I did succeed. But it was like 5 minutes to closing of the place. Because the place, you know, closes at 4. That's kind of the... Asshole. Anyway, because the place closes at 4 is the problem. But so, I got there. I thought that I'd have time easily, because I was like, I already have the money, I already have the stuff loaded, I just go, it's like, close, it'll be fine. I was gonna leave at 3-ish from my house, because I thought it was like 30 minutes away. So I was like, it's 30 minutes there, I will get there, like maybe 15 minutes to close, or 30 minutes to close, which I should have left earlier anyway, because I wasn't doing anything most of the day. That's not true. I was burning more things. Yeah, I know. I was in the hospital for a thing that I did while burning things, and then I immediately went back and did the exact same thing again. Shame on me. Whatever. I didn't hurt myself nearly as badly today. I did still wound myself, but it was... the comparison is none. There is no comparison to be made. Because I just got like a minor burn. Because I had like a whole fire. Like, I could have burnt down an entire apartment building with the heat of that fire. Whew. That was like smelting temperatures. Because I'm working on making a thing that gets to smelting temperatures. That's the whole point. That's what I'm trying to do. No. You and your little wiggly waggly tongue. Rude. Blossom! I should eat those more often. Because they're actually quite useful. Anyway. What was I saying? I was talking about my forge I was making. I'm making that out of mud. Sure am. Making that out of mud. And it's a good time. It's a pain. In more ways than one. But it's a good time, I would say, overall. I'm having a good time with it. You gotta be far enough away from him before he stands all the way up, or the game will be like, oh, he saw you. He saw you walking. Die. Okay, good. You actually want them to cast that spell because you want to have time to stab them to death. Because I don't have enough points into stamina. I really need more stamina more than anything else. But for right now, no stamina for me. So, do with that information what you will, if anything. I need to get some other objects. I've been poked. He's doing the thing. Quick! Kick his ass! Kick his ass! Oh no. I'm fine. I'm fine. Having extra stamina is really helpful. Having extra poise is also very helpful. And more stability. Anyway, he's dead. But the forge is coming along. I'm working on making a smoke chute type thing. So I have to finish enclosing one side of it, and then, basically I have to finish enclosing the front of it, and then once the front of it is enclosed the rest of the way, I can work on that will leave where the smoke chute is going to go. Open for use. Go back. Okay, got it before he fell off. It'll leave the smoke chute open, and I can just build mud around and up that. And I didn't do like a lattice of any kind. I didn't do like a weave of any kind. There's no structure. It's all just mud slapped on top of mud, slapped on top of mud, slapped on top of the ground itself. And I'm actually going to end up using up more mud than I took out of the ground to make it, because I'm also not using any filler materials, which you should, generally speaking, use. It helps quite a bit. And honestly, the whole ordeal would be better served if I had done so, but I didn't. I didn't do that, and I should have done that, because I'm a fool. I'm a fool, and I didn't start right, and so now it's not going quite right. But it'll be all right. It's close enough. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Can I get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? Nope, can't get it. It's fine. Ow. This is what the poise ring is for. This is why we have it. This is why we have it. So that I can make worse choices while I'm trying to think of normal human words to say about things that are not the game. I'm not ultimately going to be keeping it. I think I'm going to end up with Darkwood Grain Ring and the Chloranthy Ring. The Chloranthy Ring is without question an object that I will have, because the Chloranthy Ring is just so unbelievably game-changingly useful, because having that extra stamina regen, especially topped with the stamina regen I already have, and then I want to get the Mask of the Child, which gives you even more stamina regen. I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to do that. If I have to buy it later, I'll do that, or whatever. We'll see what happens, but having more endurance is kind of imperative right now. My damage output, well, we'll 12 it. Yeah. What was it originally? It was just 11. We're gonna 14 our endurance. I want to get it up to 15. We'll use both of these up just to get my endurance up, because also the higher I get my endurance, the more stuff I can carry, or I can equip. Oh, I can almost get it to 20. God. Jiminy Criminy. And I almost always buff strength before dexterity, because dexterity doesn't... I don't think, and I haven't checked this, and I really should check this. Poise of 40 with physical defenses of 40, as opposed to... Is that... Nope, that's too heavy. It's always pants. Always pants first, if you have to pick. Because the pants are always the best, like, per weight. Okay, so it's 40 either way, and I get more poise this way. So, pants it is! I want the hollow soldier waistcloth because that's the best poise for weight in this game. Other than the ring, of course, but... Which, that ring is so useful. I haven't used it in so long, other than the playthrough I was doing before, like, this exact one, in which I died, kind of dumbly. And then I kind of just kept going, because I was just having fun playing, so I just kind of kept playing. Which is fine. I'm going to play the game and have fun, and if I'm having fun, then cool. I'm going to go buff my Estus flasks, then I can get the items down ways, and keep going. But what's kind of weird about the way that I'm trying to do this channel, and the reason I've kind of been going back and forth is trying to talk about the game, or not talk about the game, and instead talk about what's on your mind. For an hour is hard. If I made the videos shorter, it wouldn't be too bad. And if I take a minute, if I were to like make a cut in the middle and stop playing and take some time to just experience the world after that first 30 minutes and then come back, it wouldn't be too bad. But I do it in one like full hour sitting, because an hour of playing this game really isn't much, and I kind of like to see how far I can get in an hour, because it's already been 30 minutes, like, just like that, 30 minutes, gone. But it can be hard to basically keep a conversation alive when no one is conversing with you. Ow. Among other problems that arise. But when no one is conversing with you, and you're trying to focus on playing a video game. Talking and playing a video game isn't necessarily very hard. I mean, it is, depending on what you determine as talking and playing a video game. If you just mean literally... Uh-oh. Cool, glad I could go through there. Otherwise I would have died just then. Okay. If you just count playing the video game and talking, then talking and playing a video game is pretty easy, because I can talk and play a video game all day. But if you mean talking, like actually conversing, and playing the video game, or conversing well and playing the video game well, as both actions, then it's very hard, at least over the course of like an hour. Like I said, if I take 30 minutes and then take a break, not too bad. But I want to do an hour. That's my thing. Also, if I can do 30 minutes, then the next step is an hour, or at least 45 minutes, right? Or maybe the next step is just consistency, being able to talk for 30 minutes consistently. I'm not sure, but I'm shooting for an hour and consistently, which is probably a step way too far. But I don't care. This is how I am. And you may notice that in general, this should or would normally just be a live stream, because I'm going to do as few cuts, if any cuts at all, to these videos, because I don't want to cut them. But, oh, you know what, I need to go this way. There's a couple items this way that I want to go get. What I might do is not a deathless run, but rather a run where like I have to have the Ring of Sacrifice, or maybe you have to be able to recover your items run. So if I ever fail to recover my equipment, then I give up. You know, that's the end of that. But I don't know. I haven't exactly decided what good rules for this are, or for me are, or whatever. It's been kind of hectic. Okay, that's not exactly what I wanted. That is the waistcloth. I need... Hollow soldier waistcloth is the problem. That's the hollow warrior waistcloth, which is nowhere near as good. Or it is very similar, but it's not quite. It's like 1.2 versus 1.5 poise, isn't it? Let's see. 1.4, whoops, 1.4 weight and 5 poise versus I think 1.5 weight at, excuse me, and 7 poise. Which is better because that 0.1, like, the difference is so minuscule. Minuscule. Those are all words that I have said. Those were all the same word that I have said. That I had said. I, believe it or not, it won't perhaps sound like it, but I am actually good at English. The subject that it is. And maybe that's not impressive to you. And it honestly probably shouldn't be. That is just a pit to hell. No, it does have a bottom. It probably shouldn't be impressive to you. But it is a thing. So make of it what you will. Let's use these. That should be actually enough to level up. But whoopsies. If not, I'll just pop the other ones as well. Cool, that is plenty. Strength me up. Actually, I might still pop the other ones because I think the other ones are like 200 or 400 apiece. Yeah, they were 200 apiece, but that should still be enough. Ah, it's not enough. I'll get enough to level up pretty easy, and then I'll just throw another point. I want to get to 20, basically 20 in all your physical stats. I'm not putting any points. This is one thing that I do. I never put any points into vitality. I never put any points into resistance. It's all attack all the time, because in my mind, attack is the skill one. Defenses, such as poise, things that make it easier to make mistakes, those aren't really the point, right? The point and the whole mode of operation of a game is to function. Did I ever hit the record button? Sure did. Sure did. Glad I did, because I wasn't sure. That would have been very, very annoying. But oh well. Brain is shutting way off. Come on. Come on. Quit dipping out. Yep. Go ahead and heal. And then die instead. They try to heal, but they don't really gauge their distance very well. So if I go over here and I anger all these guys, then I can take him out in a minute. But it's kind of important to keep them in your attack range while staying out of theirs. Him coming to join the fray is actually quite problematic for a number of reasons. The main one being his range is better than mine and better than these guys, as is his damage output. So I need to be very careful of that. The benefit to him joining the fray is that he can't go anywhere, because he put himself right in the middle. See, normally he tries to go downrange, but he can't do that. Like, he'll jump off and try to go that way, but he can't do that because he put himself where he put himself. So that's very nice. Now he's dead. I don't have to worry about him ever again. You don't even necessarily have to kill most of these guys, because the way this game works, you can just deal with problems as they arise and move on. The point of this game is not actually to change the game. It's to just play the game that's in front of you and be better. Be better than the game that's in front of you. Do it! I also like to play this game backwards, as you have probably seen. I've gone around most of the opening area, and I'm going to loop back on it here in a second to deal with everything that it entails. I just want to level up. Hopefully twice, but probably not. Ooh, yay! Okay, so I just need one more, and I've got my strength as high as I want it, and then I'll throw dex all the way up. And then it's easy. From there, it's just a matter of, I don't know from there. I'll figure it out. I can't think. I can't think quantitatively. Quantitatively. Quantity. It's been a long day. It's been an abysmally long day. That was a really, like, offbeat shield move there. I don't like that the later games mess up poise. The first game is really, really good. The next few games are less Dark Souls, more Bloodborne, and I'm not a fan of that. I like Dark Souls because Dark Souls is the kind of slower one, the one that's more tactical and like you have to consider more in this game. You have to map it out. You know where you're going before you go there. And figure it all up ahead of time. Like killing this guy from behind like this. Poink. Oh no. I stab. Okay, he's dead. See, because I didn't map my space out correctly, I wasted a fireball and took 2 little hits. Hits that mean next to nothing to me, but I still received them. And that's important. I received unnecessary damage. Okay, they're both dead. Those were actually some guys that killed me in one of my previous runs, and it pissed me off because I had like 10 humanity, and liquid humanity is not recoverable in a sense. It's really not. Ow. Die. Hello. Goodbye. But it's not exactly recoverable because it's like your souls. You lose liquid humanity and you lose your souls when you die without recovering your stuff. It goes in your little thing and then you have to recover, and if you don't recover then you lose it. And I didn't recover it and I was pissed. Big pissed. I do wish that you looked more like the regular undead. I wish you were less identifiable, which... Okay! Not playing with that guy. Nope. Nope. I am not risking playing with the boar. No. I mean, I will play with the boar, but I'm not doing it like that. I'm going to play with the boar like this, where he comes to me, and I'll deal with the gate that just got closed later. Oh, he ran into the fire all on his... Ah! I'm not even going to bother parrying. It is safer to just turtle the shield and call it. Hello. Ah. And goodbye. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. I've killed him and he's dead. Yay. But yeah, I'll go deal with the gate that got dropped. There's a lot of things to do in the beginning of the game. And most of it doesn't mean anything because by the end of the game you don't even use these paths anymore. Which I don't like. I actually prefer, and I, as a kid, would have horribly disagreed with me and been like, who are you? But I actually prefer, as an older person, running back and forth between the areas, as is required. I know, strange, but I do. Because when you have to run through the areas, you get more game. There's more game that way. And I like having more game. Forgive me if that's weird or wrong, but I like having more game, even if that amount of game is, like, repetitive. You know, there's a limit. You wouldn't want to run everywhere all the time. necessarily. My shin is starting to hurt, and I wonder why. I'm not going to do anything about it, but I'm just curious as to why that is. Just die. I'm not toying with your notions, boy. Ow! You nipped me. You nicked me with your backswing. Rude. The longsword is the lowest stamina consumption weapon in the game, like per damage or per second or whatever. It is hyper efficient. It's very nice. It is also among the fastest swinging, secondary only to like the dagger, I think. Or it may even actually ultimately be faster. It's like swing average may be faster than the dagger. I don't know. But I do know it's fast, and it's sharp. And I like it. But it does require a lot of points and a lot of things to use it well, and it's kind of problematic in that respect. But I've never had damage output problems because of the swing speed. The swing speed always makes up for my damage output issues. Because if I can't kill something in one hit, like most would, I can kill it in 2 hits. So generally, I just do that. Yeah. I know. Okay, I need to go I need to go around. I have the basement key, I need to go around. Need to go talk to Solaire. Need to go to the something. Need to go to the Capra Demon with the Poise Ring. The Capra Demon isn't much of an issue. I just need to armor stack. Turtling is kind of important, but I want to keep my roll up. So maybe Havel's Ring and the Poise Ring might be the method. But I'm not sure because, like I said, I am quite a fan of the other rings. The Chloranthy Ring is like the shit. It is so imperative to playing this game in a lot of ways. It's not literally imperative. You don't immediately die if you don't have it. Let's not try to two-hand that. I poked you. You're dead. Okay, you. Oh, I didn't parry that at all the way I thought I would. You're rude. I'm gonna let you heal because you trying to heal is actually easier for me. Do you only have one Estus Flask that you use, or do you have multiples? You appear to only have one. It's kind of inconvenient. I don't want you to stab me again. Cool. You did not succeed in stabbing me again. This is nice. I prefer being unstabbed. I know that's a weird thing for me to prefer, but I do. I'm just gonna run through here, take these guys out on the way. Like that, see if they have any items. Ow, my head got sliced. I missed! I misjudged the space. I am not playing with you guys. I don't really care about them particularly. Well, I do want to farm for an item that they offer. This is fine. This is less fine. Blah. Okay, I will be okay. I need to go fight. This is always a fun one. So, basically, I gotta go down here. The problem is these are rats down here. And this area is much easier to get to from the other direction because angering these rats is really quite detrimental to your existence. Because of the poison. Because of the poison. But they do drop humanities. Which is really, really, really nice. So give me that. Fighting rats. Love fighting rats. They give me humanity so that I can find more items. Very good. I am very tired. I am not playing with you today. Normally I just walk up and kick him slowly backwards until he falls off. But I don't feel like doing that today. I'm going to kick the ladder, but I'm going the other way. Because I like to go the other way. and I want to unlock the shortcut to go to the Capra Demon area, and then ultimately to the depths, and so on and so forth. There is no warp to Blighttown. There isn't one. I could have sworn there was, but I have not seen one, which is very weird. You cannot shoot me. Unacceptable. No. Anyway. See what I mean, though? About it being hard to not talk about the game? It's true. It's truly very difficult. Poise is nice. Love poise. I have an arrow in my hip. You can also try using the Claymore. It's the same general build as the longsword, but I prefer the longsword for swing speed reasons. It's also apparently, like, the best, like, PvP weapon, which I don't really do. This game is never online in any way. I make sure it can't ever be. I don't want it to be. I like the game. Yes, I want your thing so that I can summon you later. I always play through this game without any summons, but today, if I'm going to try not to die, if I'm going to try to just not die ever, for never ever, then I'm going to need summons for Ornstein and Smo at the very least. Maybe the Four Kings. No, I will not need it. I will need it for Ornstein and Smo and maybe Nito, but I'm not sure. I might handle Nito fine because I can use a longsword, but I'll have to divine it, because that is one rule. I guess it's not really. I could use anything else in this run, but I'm not going to, most likely, because I choose the longsword because I love the longsword. Which is interesting because in real life I'm an axe man. That's my object of choice is an axe. So it's kind of funny. Oh. That shouldn't have counted. That shouldn't have counted. But I like axes, hence the whole thing I said about chopping trees down. Did I say that? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I said that I was at the hopsicle because I was cleaning up wood from trees I chopped down. And so on and so forth. If I didn't, now I have, and now you know. There is nowhere to get the Hollow Soldier waistcloth except for by killing the Hollow Soldiers. Which is fine, but also quite annoying. Because I just want the waistcloth from them. I actually don't care about anything else that they have. Period. Die. Poise is so nice. I have to worry about playing the game less. So much faster. Lovely. I'm having a great time being able to play the game using all of its options. I'm so used to never being able to ever take a hit. Which, very rarely, but on occasion, you do actually benefit from taking a hit and it's stunting you, or stunning you, because sometimes that stun animation is actually shorter than your attack animation. It depends on what weapon you're using mostly. Like this longsword, that's very rarely the case. I think you unstagger from a standard hit faster than your, like, long stab. This one, specifically, I think that animation is longer than, if you get hit in the middle of it, than the stun animation. Which is interesting to me. I don't know if anybody else cares, but I do. I care about these things because I'm a nerd, mostly. Okay, go in here. I'm gonna just do a double swing, take them both out, take him out that way, and then this guy's coming to kill me, but he won't succeed. Ow, he poked me, no! I could also use consumables, which usually I have a rule against consumables. Basically, usually I have a rule against anything that is not just, I hit it with a sword and it died. Because if this game were set up so that you could use unarmed, I would make an unarmed character every time, and I would have rules against using anything other than punch it and then it dies. Which, to be fair, you can use like the Kestis. And I think there's like one other such item, but that's still not just punch it and it dies. So, you know, take it for what it is. I like imposing rules, even if those rules might be stupid or needless or whatever. I like to impose them because once you've played the game and you're like good at it, I would argue I'm good at this, it's not really any fun anymore to just play the game necessarily. You kind of want more from your gaming experience. I'll probably keep the poise ring and just use the chloranthy ring. I'm not gonna go fight this guy, but I am gonna get him to kick the barrel down. Bye bye, barrel. You broke. And now he's dead. I can also go up there and do some other stuff. I'm not going to. I'm not fighting anything that's in this area. I'm just looking. The only reason I'm fighting these guys at all is because I'm hoping to get that waistcloth that I want, the soldier waistcloth. Because then I'll switch my pants out for the soldier waistcloth. But so far, no luck. Ouch. And down. And down. But now that I'm all the way down here, I can go do the Capra Demon stuff, actually. Capra Demon stuff. I could also try go around and get the thing. Not the Chloranthy ring. The Darkwood Grain ring. Which the Darkwood Grain ring is very nice to have. But honestly, it's not imperative. Especially to a character that is using poise at all, because I don't really necessarily need the longer invulnerability frames, but I might like them, so I'm not sure if I'll go get it. Or not. Didn't work. And now you're dead. Don't go that way. It's faster. This door should open the other way. I just want to say that. That door should open the other way, and I hate that it opens that way. It should just absolutely open on the other side. I'm sure it's a reason for it opening like that, but I don't care what the reason is. It's wrong to open like that. It just is. It's just the way it is. Yeah, I'm gonna unlock the door. Hi, guy. Oh, God, he's so annoying. I just want the things and to set him free so I can buy his items later. I'm not really actually all that concerned about him as a person. No. If I mess up with these guys can absolutely kill you even with good poise because of that attack right there. Because they can just and bully you, and it sucks. Okay, now I've got 10 humanity, which is the highest you ever need for item discovery, and having high item discovery is kind of why I did it in the first place. And more or less, it's all caught up to the previous video I made, which nobody will ever see. Nobody will ever see a lot of those videos. Yep, this is pretty much spot on. I just need a little more dex and I can one-hit these guys, and that's kind of important. Hit him. I knew he was in there. Come on. Come on. Anger them. There we go. Okay, he's dead. I'm actually better off letting them back me into this corner because they have to come in through the front door, basically. And that way, I'm okay. That way, I can control... I only have to fight from one angle. The only problem with doing that is if you're not careful, then they corner you. And you don't want to be cornered in the process. So you gotta be careful. I'm cold because my pants are in the washer. My pants. So I got cold legs. Because inside my house isn't exactly the warmest thing in the world. Yeah, parry this, buddy. Parry away. They cannot parry that. In case you were wondering, they can't parry a fireball. As far as I'm aware. A ball of fire cannot be parried. Which is good, because it would be very annoying if they could. Really cause a lot of problems. Okay, he's gonna come try and kill me, and he will fail. Come along. Oh. There's some weird things. This game has an amount of jank that's annoying from time to time. With a lot of things. But, whatever. I mean, it's fine. It's a fine game. It's a good game, even. It's just a little bit of a janky game. Like I said, it's got a little bit of jank, and it's really quite hard sometimes. Damn! I was doing so well. Okay, then we'll do it based on like, well, that's about an hour. So you know what? We're gonna call it, and I'm gonna upload this because it doesn't really need edited. Like at all. I might need to cut something off the beginning. That's about it. And yeah, I think I'll wait and see if I get any responses to this video at all. And if I should restart, then I'll restart. If I shouldn't, then I won't. We'll see. That'll be, I guess, up to you guys for the most part. Whoever you guys end up being. And if no one responds, I'll probably just keep going because, well, I don't know. I'll consider it. If nobody says anything, I'll consider it. Or if it's like an even split. Either way, have fun.